Hi there. I wanted to talk about slaughterhouse videos. I've watched like 200 of them. Um, that's because I wanted to find out everything that uh, was abusive that is in the system. I didn't watch the ones where men are throwing cows around, little baby cows around, or beating on them or shooting them or something, because I really kind of wanted to focus more on the system itself and the abuses that are in the system. So, like I said, I watched about 200. I don't have the need to watch anymore, and I feel at this point I just really can't take it. The very first ones were very, very hard for me, and I remember trying to reach up to turn off my computer, get to the mouse, and my arms were like tingly and numb because I was about to pass out. So I'm saving you that you don't. If you listen to me, you won't be seeing them and you won't be hearing them. And so this will be an easy way for you to know what's going on. And these are just about 8 of the ones that I remember, the ones that kind of affected me. So the first one was one of the first that I saw. It was kind of a very I want to say amalgamation where they put different types of abuses together, chicken, fish, that kind of thing. But at the end was a baby cow, and he was hanging upside down, and his little friend, or would probably be, would it be females or males? I don't know. Anyway, they'd be hanging upside down, and I just remember this woman grabbing the legs, and she started cutting, and the little baby cow was going like this, trying to kick and trying to get away, and I couldn't believe it. And if it went off in just a second, they didn't show anything really gruesome, but I was just shocked. I was like, did I see what I think I saw? She was cutting him up alive, and so months later, I made myself watch that one again, and yes, indeed, just cutting them, and it's very, very common. Sometimes they say the first 10 on the slaughterhouse floor because they want to get the line moving. Maybe they're spacing them out and the first ones get cut up alive, or maybe it's just their carelessness. By the time they get down the line, they're cut up alive. I don't know how true that is. I'm sure it's not true for all of them, but that can happen. I am so hot. So anyway, I'm so hot. But anyway, yeah, I don't know why I'm getting so hot. So another one. Let's do, yeah. There's a pig that went through the slaughterhouse line, and this happens to pigs sometimes, where they'll make it through the line. They've gotten their throat, they usually say jabbed, and then they go through the line, and he got into the boiling bath alive. And that's where they put them in boiling water near the end, and it's supposed to just loosen up the skin, or let the fur come off, or the hair. It's not fur. It's not fur at all. It's like spiky hair come off. And he got in there, and it was steamy, so I could barely see it, but that pig was swimming, trying to get to the edge. And then I saw this bar come around, and it's intentional. They know that these pigs end up in there alive sometimes, and so the bar will come around and push them back down under the water until they drown. Just horrific. So there's another one. Let's see. The halal version. Oh my gosh. I saw this big, beautiful steer. I mean, he was a big cow, but he had the sweetest face, and they had him all hooked up in that contraption. And so they had him, with sticking out. And they showed somebody just very quickly, it's painless, it's very quick. And you saw all this blood gush out, and then you saw the cow's eyes just go up in his head, but it was just like with confusion and fear and grief and pain. You just saw all of this in his eyes as they went up. And again, they flashed off. It was just a minute that I saw that, but it was horrific. I have seen halal also, where they grabbed an esophagus of a cow. They reached down the throat and somehow grabbed the esophagus and pulled out like the windpipe or something, or the whole thing. And then it just staggered around, and they said that it staggered around for up to a half hour. And crazy. So all those things really, really, really bothered me, but that's standard procedure in some of these. There's one, let's see, pigs. you know how they get in the abattoirs now? They say they're going to phase these out in the UK. We have like almost 90% of the pigs now in the US are in the abattoirs, which it's really like burning them from the inside out. It's like they put a group of pigs together, and then they lower them into the CO2 gas, and then turn it up, and you can see the pigs flailing because of, thank you undercover video people, thank you so much, because you show it to us, otherwise we wouldn't know. And I know you risk your lives doing that kind of thing. And they so they had these pigs, and they would start flailing around, and they'd be fearful, and they'd be screaming, just screaming and choking, and like a couple of them would fall back, jerk back on their backs, because they start spasming and everything, falling over each other. And they say that they kill them, and they say they stun them in 20 to 30 seconds. No. And then there's another article that says 90 seconds they'll be dead. But actually, we saw one at 3 minutes. At the end of 3 minutes, it was still kicking. It was still alive. So it's a very, very painful death. And they say they're going to phase it out in 5 years. Well, yeah, right. But if they do, they're just having trouble figuring out what's less abusive to switch to, because that was supposed to be the humane method. And they told us it was humane for so long. And first time I saw it, I said, no, that's not humane. And people made excuses and said, oh yeah, they're not feeling it. Well, pigs scream all the time. Oh gosh, people are horrible. So anyway, let's see, what's another one? Oh, rabbits. Oh, it was in China, I believe. I just remember them making a slice on a rabbit. They're hanging like this, and they made a slice, and then they just go, they make a slice around, and they just go, and they pull their skin off, and you could hear the rabbit scream. 1 second, it was gone. These things just get to you. Ducks force fed, that's one of the worst things. I hate seeing that. I can't take it. And those, what they're doing is they're making foie gras. Sometimes their stomachs will explode because they're force fed so much goo and stuff down their throats. It's so sloppy and nasty. And that's how they get fatty liver disease. And I think that's the part that you're eating. I don't know what the foie gras is, but horrific. Don't buy that. And then let's see. Temple Grandin, the humane style, going down where the cows they go down, and they've got this thing underneath them. And she says, it's just so comfortable. They just ride along. No, they don't. They are uncomfortable. They can't figure it out. It's like, what is this thing that's in? Why am I moving down this conveyor belt? And then they all fell on top of each other. There were like 3 of them that fell on top of each other at the end of it. Because it was very awkward. There's a lot that goes wrong with these things. But then some man came along, and he either did the bolt gun or he did the electric ones on the side. I can't remember which. But I saw the cow, and it went. And but he was so sweet and so cute, the cows, and just the misery that they go through just to kill them so that you can eat them. So let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to tell you, so you have a pretty good idea of what goes on every single day and every single night, just nonstop at factories, of course. Yeah, I think I covered all of them. I must have talked fast. So yeah, life has enough suffering as it is. Why do we add to it with this kind of thing? We don't need to. If people in the 50s could eat vegan and they didn't have anything and they managed to eat vegan, I think they had tofu. And when I went vegan, I ate a lot of peanut butter. I ate a lot of pasta, but they had some things. They had, they came out with some vegan cheeses. They came out with some vegan sour cream, a few things. And I stayed vegan. Now they have all sorts of things. It is so much easier. It's still not super easy, but do it for the animals, okay? Go give it a try. See if you can do it, okay? They would thank you if they, because who'd want to go through what they go through? I know you wouldn't, and I know you sure wouldn't send your dog down the lines like that or have anything like that happen to dogs or kids or anybody else.